The Louisiana Territory gained by the U.S. on April 30th, 1803 was just the beginning of westward expansion. The Louisiana Territory allowed for the doubling of the nation's domain, paying 80 million francs, equivalent to $15 million to the French government. From beginning of the settlement of the 13 colonies, starting in 1803, as the U.S. kept a growing movement in the 1790s with the American Revolution, winning territories in the far, far west leading to the Louisiana Purchase, which granted the Mississippi River to Americans. This permitted trade to increase by steamboats and ships, allowing for transportation to be a tiny bit easier. An opportunity to benefit from economic opportunities, such as a gold boom, was seen by many Chinese and 49ers on January 24, 1848. Many, especially males, flooded California and the Sierra Nevada's gold hills in search of gold, which increased not only the Chinese to migrate to California, but also Europeans, Mexicans, and South Americans, just to name a few. Unfortunately, many were unable to find gold and preferred to stay in California to focus on agricultural workplace, which expanded the urban's population. For example, San Francisco's population before the gold rush was about 1,000, but around 1856, San Francisco inhabited more than 50,000 people.
The Transcontinental Railroad opened on May 10, 1869. The Transcontinental Railroad was a 1,912-mile continuous railroad line constructed between 1863 and 1869. The Pacific Railroad Act chartered the Central Pacific and the Union Pacific Railroad Companies and tasked them with building the railroad that would link the U.S. from east to west. The two railroads met at Promontory, Utah on May 10, 1869. Some dangers and difficulties were attacks by Native Americans who felt threatened. Also, brutal working conditions for almost 14,000 Chinese laborers. From the 1800s to today, train transport continues to shape our economic and social lives. The Kansas-Nebraska Act was passed by the U.S. Congress on May 30, 1854. This act allowed people in the territories of Kansas and Nebraska to decide for themselves if they wanted slavery within their borders. After the act was passed, pro-slavery and anti-slavery supporters rushed in to settle Kansas to affect the outcome of the first election held. Pro-slavery settlers carried the election but were later charged with fraud by anti-slavery settlers. Eventually, however, anti-slavery settlers outnumbered pro-slavery settlers and a new constitution was drawn up. On January 29, 1861, Kansas was admitted to the Union as a free state. Kansas with slavery would violate the Missouri Compromise, which had kept the Union from falling apart for the last 34 years. The long-standing compromise would have to be repealed.
The Homestead Act was passed on May 20, 1862. The Homestead Act guaranteed 160 acres of public land to any settlers if they lived on it for 5 years and made improvement on the land. The Homestead Act played a big factor in attracting settlers to move to the plains to take advantage of the free land, which created markets and outposts of commercial agriculture for the growing of the nation's economy. Westward expansion was a great opportunity for different cultural groups to exchange different languages, ideas, and customs, allowing for some to achieve gold, glory, God. The mobilization of people created an idea of rebirth, many believing that the long journey to the far, far west would transform their lives.
traveling far.